Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Tanner here and welcome to a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video we are trying something a little bit different. I have in front of you guys a revamped version of the Overlord Dragon Legacy set. So of course the original Legacy set for the Overlord Dragon was very good in its own way, but I wanted to fix a few things about the dragon, so I went ahead and made this. This is kind of my idea of a, I guess, more show accurate Legacy Overlord Dragon, if you will. Just getting the size comparison right off the bat because I did make this dragon slightly larger. Here is my modified version of the Legacy Golden Dragon. I also modified this one too from its original build, and as you can see, I still believe that the scale is very good. Just taking the scale right off the bat here, talking about that, I think it looks really good, all things considered. These dragons look super good together in my own opinion, and I'm really quite proud of the Overlord Dragon remake, and I'm very proud of my, upgrade to it, if you will. Of course, the word upgrade is kind of open to interpretation here, and open to, everyone's own opinion. But what I made here is kind of like my own idea for an Overlord Dragon. What would I design if I were to be making this set? I kept a lot of the things the same. For the most part, the majority of the dragon has features that are very similar, but I replaced a few of the joints, and we'll take a closer look at the specifics of the thing right now. So my first priority in this rebuild type thing, my upgrade, if you will, was kind of to, revise the claws. I really just did not like the two-clawed system. The original Golden Dragon had the same problem from Legacy, so I just gave the Overlord some other claws. You know, it helps to, fill out the actual arm a little bit. It makes it look like an actual hand. I don't know if that is necessarily, everyone's cup of tea, but I think it looks a lot better this way. Also, something that I did redesign, and the first thing I'm going to be talking about here, the first big thing, are the wings. I redesigned the wings to make them a lot bigger and a lot more full, because that was a big complaint with the original Overlord Dragon, was that the wings were just super bare and just barren, which I do kind of understand. Of course, I wanted to give it like an actual cloth piece, but I couldn't find one that would work properly, so I just ended up adding a couple of Technic pieces here that would fill out the wings a little more and actually give it a solid shape. The original Golden Dragon couldn't really do that because it's just too small of a set. The dragon here actually has a little bit more, fullness to it already, so I was able to, take advantage of that and give the wings a more full appearance. I also added this little section over here. It's just kind of an extra joint to make the wings, a little bit more posable. It's a lot more flexible with two ball joints as opposed to just one, and I did tighten up that ball joint with one of those friction add-on pieces that we saw from sets from Hero Factory and Bionicle, so I really do enjoy that, and that of course is the same from either side. It gives the dragon, a lot more of a full appearance when you just take the whole thing back and look at it. All things considered, with the new wig span, I think it looks a lot more intimidating and a lot more fierce, especially from different angles. Another part of the dragon that I do want to discuss is the head, because I did change that a little bit, so let's zoom in on that. So the actual head I wanted to make a little bit longer than what it was originally. I ended up adding another neck section. This part here, it was built by me, and I think it looks a little bit better. It still carries on like the same appearance that the Overlord Dragon originally had in this set, but I do think it fills out the neck and makes it a lot longer. It also opts for more posability in this form, so you can have it look up and also look down. I did keep that same ball joint piece. This whole assembly rather, was on the original dragon. The actual head itself I didn't really change too much of. The only thing I did was add some extra ears and some horns. The actual tentacle design from the show that I was going for didn't really work out, but I really do like this kind of like bat ear type thing. It kind of looks like a bat to me, and I think that looks really cool. Of course, the mouth is still, posable. You can still open it up, do everything that you could on the original. There's just some added bits on the forehead here, and also these horn ear things are also added as well, just to give it more of a unique and intimidating look, I'd say. I just love the way that looks. I feel like overall that looks a lot better than nothing, which is what the original Overlord Dragon kind of had. Going through the entire body, you can kind of see that some various other things are changed as well, especially on the back. So let's go ahead and switch over to the back here so we can take a closer look at what we got going on back here, especially in the tail section. So the tail was of course made up of those, Technic pieces that allow you to swish the tail around. I opted to completely remove that from my redesign and instead chose to replace them with ball joints. So you got a ball joint here, ball joint there. It kind of creates for the same type of posability, even more considering how those original joints really didn't do much for the thing. But yeah, with ball joints you can pose it every which way, and I feel like that works really well. I always prefer ball joints as opposed to pretty much any other type of joint, but I feel like the tail for the most part still retains that same original shape. You might also see in the dragon I added various bits of gold as well to kind of fill it out a little bit more and give it kind of a more full full look. Right now it looks kind of awkward the way that I have it posed, but that's just because I want to take a look at the feet and the legs. So just popping a leg off of the thing, it's going to be a lot easier to show you the actual new leg design. For the most part, it's still the same. The only difference is I replaced the actual hinge joint that was here with a ball joint, allowing it to move a little bit more freely and pretty much everywhere. I feel like the default joints on everything should just be a ball joint. The feet themselves pretty much remain unchanged. The only thing that I did was I replaced the gray Exoforce arms here with black ones because I think it works a little bit better for the colors, but otherwise everything else on the leg is pretty much the exact same as it was on the original. The only difference is that I just replaced it with a ball joint, and I also added one of those little extra friction pieces on there too to give it a little bit more stability when attached to the actual dragon. And for one final thing, I really just want to look at the stomach of the whole thing because I did change that as well. I kept the design pretty much the same. I just kind of replaced the initial pink lightning bolt thing with a regular purple and blue one. I feel like it works a little bit better for the Overlord dragon. I also made the torso a little bit longer, or the actual body piece a little longer. This whole assembly here is kind of my own design. It kind of fills it out the neck a little bit and actually creates a more of a, I don't know, I guess a more full design, especially when you have the dragon head posed up like that. I don't know, I just really like the way that that looks. Overall, I'd say my redesign does a lot for my version of the dragon. I'm very happy with how this turned out. I have a few issues though, and we will get to that right now as I round out the video. So overall, to round things out, I am quite happy with my redesign of the Overlord dragon. Admittedly though, there are a few things that I would like to go back and improve. I think the wings could use a little bit more of a redesign if we're being honest, and I also feel like maybe I could work on the stability of the thing a little bit. Getting it into poses like this isn't difficult, but with my redesign there are a lot more fumbly bits and a lot more loose pieces that makes the whole process of posing the thing admittedly less fun than the original model, which I am quite disappointed about. I'm kind of disappointed in my own abilities, but I feel like if I fumbled with it a little bit more, I feel like I could make something that is fun to pose and fun to look at. I do feel like the design looks pretty cool though, especially when you compare it to the Golden Dragon. I wanted to make something that would be a good companion piece to this Golden Dragon. I think this works really well. It creates a shape and a size that is very reminiscent of the Overlord dragon from the actual Ninjago series, which is something that I ultimately wanted to do more of. I wanted to make a more show accurate look, and for the most part I feel like I did that here. I feel like I successfully did that, at least in terms of my own liking. I feel like it looks pretty good, at least according to my own opinion. Of course, you guys are up to your own interpretations of this thing. I quite like this redesign though. I think it looks pretty good, and my only issues with my own abilities are the fact that I couldn't come up with a way to stabilize the thing, and I also couldn't come up with a better solution for the wings than just to fill it out a little bit. I kind of took inspiration from the Ninjago mech dragon from Rebooted, but I tried to steer clear of that, not to, you know, copy the design. But for the most part, I think I maintained a lot of the original Overlord dragon design while also upgrading things to be my own, which I feel like is all I could have ultimately asked for in this situation. So let me know down below in the comments what you think about this Overlord dragon redesign. Do you think it looks better or worse than the original? And let me know what you like about my redesign, and let me know what you think could be improved. I'm still going to be fumbling with this thing again. I'm still going to be fixing it up a little bit, so this isn't a final design, and I might do update videos as soon as I create little changes, but let me know down below in the comments what you think about it so far. With all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video here. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description for my other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, my name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.